The communicative power of white space. Graphic design order is a fundamental element in graphic design, and it is essential to know how to exploit it to your advantage, regardless of what kind of job you're looking to do. What gives a sense of order in a graphic elaboration and, of course, the primary alignments is the so-called white space. The white space is considered one of the basic concepts of graphics, even if, unfortunately, it is one of the most neglected factors in design. Empty spaces are essential to give balance and harmony to a graphic elaborate, even if often it happens, especially when one is at the very beginning of his or her career, to fill every single space available. However, this trend represents a wrong approach to graphics. The white space, often also referred to as negative space, is one of the critical factors used in visual communication to give order and breathe the elements of a layout. Let's see together what it is and how to use it in a project. So what is white space? The white space can be identified as the space represented between the various graphic elements on the page, and the page must be understood as a table or work area on which these elements are arranged. The white space is defined as such because it refers to the typical white of the paper, but it does not necessarily have to be white. It can be of many other colors rather than part of an image. An empty portion of the page that does not distract attention from the main content can be classified as such. For this reason, the white space is not to be considered an area to be filled, but rather it is to be understood as an element equal to all the others in the composition. So what is white space for? The white space should be considered as an active element of the layout and not a passive background. It is a crucial element in communication because it helps convey a specific message by making its understanding direct and effective. The white space can be used to our advantage to direct the observer's attention, creating a focal point in the project. This is possible because an adequate space around a particular element gives it breadth, highlighting it and increasing its perception. In graphic design, white space has a solid communicative power. Its correct use makes a difference and can be the key to a successful job. Let's talk about types of white space. We can identify multiple types of white space based on the size of the areas themselves and based on how it attracts attention or not. We have micro white space and macro white space. In this case, they are classified by size. The first, or the micro, is the space between primarily textual elements. It represents a micro white space, for example, the distance between paragraphs or lines of text, between the title and the body of the text, rather than the space between words or letters, which are referred to as tracking and kerning, or icons. On the other hand, macro white space is the void between the most relevant elements of the layout, rather than between the graphics themselves and the outside of the work area or the margin. We want to underline how the correct use of micro white space is essential in textual parts. It is to be considered the basis of the readability of a text, especially if it is of a certain length. The suitable white space creates rhythm in reading, and this is because our brain reads that space as a pause. Now we have passive white space and active white space. The other way to classify space is based on how it attracts attention or not. The microspace can be defined as passive space because it is necessary for correct reading, but it goes almost unnoticed to the observer's eye. On the other hand, the functional space is used to attract the user's attention and highlight some aspects of the graphics. We previously defined it as macro space, which is used intentionally to create a focus. How to make the most of a white space in visual communication? What are the main functions of white space? I can summarize it in 5 points. Number 1, create a focus. The white space allows us to highlight our layout's focus, making the part easily identifiable and visible. We can direct the observer's attention by creating an adequate space around a particular object. The greater the white area used, the more the human eye will be attracted to the element in question. Number 2, guiding the user with hierarchies. The white space is a principle of visual hierarchy. Using it correctly among the various layout elements allows you to establish a hierarchy of the composition. This will help create an optical path to guide the user in the reading. Number 3, improve understanding. The empty spaces help the user organize and make sense of the information he receives, thus improving the understanding of the content on the page. Proper use of white space helps to identify groups of elements. It can be used to differentiate, separate, or connect the different parts of a layout. Adding ample white space emphasizes the difference between those elements of the composition, while a smaller space creates a kind of relationship between them for the Gestalt's law of proximity. Number 4, create a specific style. The white space has always been associated with a particular style of luxury and high quality, and its correct use helps create a specific atmosphere. More and more premium brands, such as Apple, are focusing their communication on their products by focusing on their quality design and taking advantage of white space, which helps them put them in the spotlight. Number 5, ensure balance and harmony. The correct management of white space gives order, cleanliness, and lightness to any project. The result is a simple and easy to understand layout. In short, a white area guarantees an overall balance that will help you communicate your message more effectively. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss any future videos about design and packaging. I'm Stefano, and as always, love you all. Ciao!